Devastating news, Jet fans. Fernando Mendoza was awesome last night as Indiana punched their ticket to the national championship game. Dante Moore did not play well. And now there's questions about everything. We'll talk about it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Abby.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below, written this morning on the Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore activity. We'll talk about it. Like the videos, you're coming on in. We've got a special guest, but this is a tough morning. A very tough morning indeed. Oh, Jet fans. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Fernando, Dante Moore. We'll talk about all of it. Let's welcome in a special guest who I actually rewatched this Hulk series with 15-ish years ago. So it feels fitting as the backdrop as we have this conversation to start. Pop, thanks for gracing us with your presence.
Hey now. Well, Bruce Banner walking away into the sunset.
Yep, and he's hitchhiking to the next town because he's destroyed it, and now he must build a new life somewhere else, and that feels like what we got to do as Jet fans, because the dream is dead. I have, what I try to do for you guys is make sure that, and we'll get in all that Boy Green merch shop action here, is, I try to consume as much content as possible so I could give you guys the latest intel and information that people are talking about. And the latest intel was, hey, maybe Mendoza doesn't, before this game, maybe Mendoza doesn't go number one. Maybe the Raiders prefer a different person. And I'm like, oh, wow, really? Okay. Oh, maybe the Raiders would entertain a trade. Oh, really? Would they? Oh, okay. That's great news. Well, after last night, that is dead. Dead in the water. Absolutely gone. Mendoza was spectacular last night. If you guys saw him, it was great, but the stats speak the story as well. He was 17-20, 177 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, 28 yards rushing on the ground, and he just looked poised. He was dropping dimes to the left, to the right, back shoulder throws. I mean, there was just a confidence and a swagger, and Indiana punched their ticket to the national championship game against Miami, the team that and the school that he grew up like 3 minutes down the road from that passed on him as he goes to Indiana. So all the Hollywood script of the national championship game. And so it's devastating there, Pop. So, but let's start there. Wow. Mendoza looked friggin' terrific. Like, holy crap. I mean, how is that not the number one overall pick? Heisman Trophy winner, and then another game to play with the championship.
Yeah, I don't see there's any way. Well, the Raiders are dumb, so I don't see there's any way that he's not the number one pick. I would just tell you that I'm not a big fan of the transfer portal and NIL and all that horse shit. But this is, if there's a billboard, if there's an advertisement out there for the transfer portal, you take your boy Fernando. You have that cool music. You take your boy Fernando, right? And he went a couple years ago as a ham and egger. He goes into the perfect position, and this is not detracting from him. He goes on to this Indiana team that was been magically rebuilt, right? And last year makes it into the second or third game of the college football playoffs until they ran into the true national champion of 2026, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. But there's a message, right? If you're a young quarterback out there, you see the Fernando story, winning the Heisman Trophy, going to be the number one pick. You're like, man, loyalty is fine, but let me hop into that portal. And without the portal, there's no way Mendoza's number one pick. There's no way he wins the Heisman, and he may not even be drafted until day 3 or 4.
Right, you don't know, and I see Hepsing in here. Was he that spectacular? He played with the lead, and all these great defensive things happened. Where a pick six, 11 seconds into the game from Dante Moore. We'll get to the Dante Moore piece of it, and he's dropping back, and his running back's running into his arm as he's throwing it. I mean, it just looked like a discombobulated mess, and we were getting Dante Moore jokes in the middle of it. We'll highlight some of those in a little bit, but. I thought he was electric. There's just no other way to put it. Sure. Did he play with leads and everything? Yeah, because he was putting them in leads. He just kept doing kill shot after kill shot after kill shot. Every time a takeaway happened, they scored 28 points off a takeaway. So, they made Oregon pay for their mistakes. So I'm not going to, take dock points from Mendoza because Oregon was shooting themselves in the foot. I'm going to give him points for taking advantage of the weakness of the opponent. That's what you should be doing if you're Indiana.
Yeah, and Hep really called out really what I was saying. That's a phenomenal team, and he's a quarterback, the phenomenal team. And when he needed to make the throws, he made them. Right, he has more touchdowns and incompletions. Right, he had only 3 incompletions last night. So again, he's we believe to be a great quarterback on a phenomenal team.
Sure.
And this is maybe that Aesop's fable. Aesop? I used to hang with him back in the crib.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm the fox, and most Jet fans should be that fox looking up at those green grapes. And you go, you know what? I can't reach them. It probably tastes like shit. And so that, hey, Mendoza, before this year, who was it? This guy was a ham and egger, right? Well, he wouldn't have been that without. So there is the bright spot. So we'll fast forward 3 years. You shouldn't do that because I heard that's bad on that movie Click from Adam Sandler. You fast forward 3 years, it'll tell the tale of the tape whether Mendoza was a diamond in the rough hidden that revealed itself to Indiana, or he was a guy that walked into a perfect spot and he's, meh as an NFL quarterback. So we'll wait and see. My bigger concern, the bigger loss for the Jets, in my opinion, is not Mendoza. It was the performance of the other quarterback is the bigger concern for me as a Jets discusser, if you will.
Yes.
That's more concerning to me.
Yeah, let's get into it. So, again, Mendoza playing spectacular. I've loved Mendoza all year long. And, from all of those reasons, that did not surprise me. And I was just like, wow, I was dazzled. That was a terrific performance. I think it would have been a lot easier to swallow for Jet fans that crazy performance happening last night if Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback on the other side, was also balling out. Like, oh, great, we have this back and forth game. That would be that'd be great. Okay, Dante looks good. Fernando looks good. All good for the Jets because Ty Simpson earlier this week entered the draft. And it looks like Chambliss from Ole Miss will have to. He will have no choice because of his eligibility running out. So just more quarterbacks entering is just good news for the Jets, regardless of whatever you think about him. Spoiler alert. Dante Moore did not look good. He struggled mightily. He threw a pick six in the first 11 seconds of the game. That's not ideal, and that sort of set the tone for what the rest of the performance, unfortunately, was going to be for Dante Moore. He ended up finishing 24-39 for 285 passing yards. He had 2 touchdowns, that pick six to start. He was also strip sacked later in the game, and he lost the other fumble from the running back. So it was a disaster. He had negative 28 rushing yards when you account for all the yardage lost via sacks, which is something Jet fans should be familiar with from this season. So that's the one that's a little more difficult to swallow. But I still bring this up, Jet fans, because I've seen a lot of narratives on social media here. I go to NC Green. It's 50-50. I don't think that performance, Dante's like, oh, shucks. I stink. I better go back to Oregon, tuck my tail between my legs, and go back there. After the game, Dante Moore told College Football Insider Pete Thamel of ESPN that he's undecided on his future. He's not made that decision. But now that Oregon is lost, that decision is coming up on January 14th. So we're going to find this out at the latest, if he doesn't announce it before then, in a matter of days. So we will know that decision. If Oregon had won against Oregon, they would have pushed that decision to the 23rd. So we'd be on pins and needles for another week plus. Oh, boy, what decision is this guy going to make? no longer the case. So I guess that's good news. We're going to find out sooner rather than later here on Dante. But I don't think it's a lock that he's going back to school after this terrible performance. One game does not make a player, and there's a lot of reasons why people thought. And again, I need to do more research myself into Dante Moore. I'm not saying 100% he's the pick at 2 or not. I need to learn more from people that have been covering this. But from what people who cover this that I trust say is he is totally worthy of a top 3 pick before this game. And I don't imagine that would change based on one performance. So I think it's still totally on the table. And as Rich Cimini of ESPN revealed on Flight Deck, whoever the number 2 overall pick is, it doesn't matter if it's Dante or linebacker, it could be anything, will get $50 million guaranteed. You're in today's NFL, all rookie contracts are slotted based on picks. So wherever you go is how much money you make. And then you can argue semantics of signing bonus days and when you receive the money and all that other jazz. So I still don't think it's a lock that Dante Moore goes back to school, Pop.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lock. And I would say 2 things. We shouldn't overreact to Fernando's performance. Again, he had a great performance with a great supporting cast against a team that last night was not in their league. And so I wouldn't overreact to Mendoza. He showed he's capable of being who he thought he was. Now Dante doesn't deserve all the credit, I guess you can use the word credit, all the credit for as bad as Oregon looked. That was a lazy route for the pick 6, right? He threw it to a spot. You go back and watch the film. I watched it. It was a lazy route by that wide receiver. If he had ran a crisp route, that would have been 0 chance for the defensive back. He kind of like meandered around, and it was always going to be a pick 6. It was a great play by the defender. Came back, got the ball, and made contact with the wide receiver at the same time. However, with a crisp route, that pick 6 does not happen. So I would say, yes, Dante was not a great night, but it was all based on his supporting cast. And then you go to the thing that should intrigue the Jets the most about Fernando. The thing last night was not that he only had 3 incompletions. It was not in the college football playoffs that he's had more touchdowns. It's this.
Okay.
The ball bounced his way. The ball bounced his way.
Right.
That doesn't happen for the Jets.
Mm.
When that ball was knocked out of his hands, bebopped off the offensive lineman.
And he caught it.
And then he caught it. Like, that's un-Jet-like that he was able to get that. And you can see that Dante, well, that's Jet-like, right? When he runs into his running back and the fumbles. So I'm just, there it is. And, there was a lot of people giving a hard time about Jets on social media and things like that.
Let's read some of those. Okay. I saw I can't just even enjoy a college football game that seemingly on the surface has nothing to do with the Jets unless you're paying attention to the draft. Yet somehow Dante Moore and Jets jokes were aplenty. Here are a bunch of them. Quote, if you blur your eyes a little, you can easily convince yourself that Dante Moore is already playing for the Jets. Let's go to another one. Somehow the Jets broke Dante Moore, and he's not even a Jet yet. Oh, there it is. If you want to know what Dante Moore's rookie season will look like on the Jets, well, it's this right now. Oh, there it is. And then that was it. And then the rest are just a sort of analysis there. So, a couple of jokes here and there. So let's answer NC Green's updated question here. BG and Pops, what are the odds of Moore coming out to the NFL?
In my opinion, it's a 75-25. All right.
In favor of
him coming out. He's going to come out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. He's going to, I think he'll come out. I think the Jets need to do all their homework, the research, more than anyone that's listening to us or anybody, whose opinion, everyone has opinions, right? If they drafted him, then 2 things must happen for the Jets for them to be successful. That they completely evaluate him talent-wise. That he's clearly the best player on the board. Mm-hmm. And then he doesn't see a snap. He doesn't see a snap of football after Labor Day on the field on Sunday, Saturday, Thursday. Every game of the week now has an NFL game.
Yeah, that's true.
Outside of practice, I guess Tuesdays are rare, but it happened one time because of weather delay. But anyways, outside of practice,
We've even had a Wednesday because of COVID. So literally every day has been crossed over. Yeah.
So outside of practice, he doesn't see the field. That's number one. And number two is the Jets develop quarterbacks like old people fuck, confused and all over the place. So they need to go get a Cliff Kingsbury. They need to go get somebody to develop it. The playoffs to this weekend and all the teams in playoffs, how many of them are starting ex-Jets quarterbacks?
Two. That's
pretty good, right? The number one seed in the NFC is a prior Jets quarterback, right? Shout out to Sammy. He's not a magically different person. There's not some alien invasion coming along, but in the end, they haven't developed a quarterback in a long time, and he doesn't do a snap. He sits the whole season. They get someone to help develop him.
Yeah, again, I guess that's the one warning sign, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. Dante Moore's performance last night, while that has scared some commenters off, like, oh, thank God we dodged a bullet, we shouldn't draft him. Again, we should not overreact to one game. But what I think it is like, almost like some foreshadowing that, whoa, if you put him out there before he's ready, these things can happen. It's like a flash scene in a movie at the beginning and say, hey, if you do this, ghost of Christmas past warning you what's going to happen here if something happens, or Christmas future in this case. And so if I'm the Jets, again, I'm not deterred where I would draft them. We have to do the full evaluation process, but it would revalidate everything that I thought a week ago or something, whenever I said it, that I would insulate the quarterback position, not just one deep, two deep, and ensure that no matter what, Dante Moore is cryogenically frozen as 3. Let him marinate, let him develop, let him play a preseason game. You want to get some activity there and judge him on that? Awesome. Sure. Great. But get to legitimate veterans, and legitimate, again, Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray, Mac Jones, whoever, and then make sure there's another guy, because we don't want 2023. I know I've repeated myself for that for like the last 3 weeks or something, but we can't just say, all right, Moore, you're not playing. You need to rest. You need to relax, buddy. Oh, injury? Okay, Dante. Hopefully you learned something in 5 seconds. Get in there. So we need insulation at the quarterback position, and the Jets have absolutely no excuse. They're going to have $100 million cap space. They have 11 projected draft picks. They have all kinds of assets to acquire proven veteran quarterbacks, which, again, like a Kirk Cousins, is as proven as they come. He has been around the block, and with his contract restructure with Atlanta, it sounds like we may not even have to trade for him. He may just get cut and be a straight-up free agent. Seems like the more likely path based on that alteration. So all you have to do is say, hey, buddy, you want to start at quarterback? And I don't know how many other people are guaranteeing you a starting job. That could be interesting. I'm sure Minnesota would be interesting to him, so the Jets will have some competition. He could go back home with J.J. McCarthy struggles, but I would try to vet out a lot of those serious veteran quarterback options.
Yeah, I'm with you. And for once, this does not apply.
Oh, great. Right? Okay.
So we disagree about a lot of things. We disagree about a lot of things a lot of times.
Okay. Let me hide this real quick. Go ahead. Yeah, there you go. They're no longer available anymore. You guys missed your shot at that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we disagree on a lot of things. AG, whether he should still have a job with the New York Jets. Yeah, many things. I won't have to go through them all. But this we're in full alignment on, that they need to sit this person, not let him see the light of day, provide that double layer of insulation so that it doesn't happen and that they could just learn. I think with other quarterbacks, you may, in case of emergency, break glass. I don't think Dante is that person. I think he really needs to sit the full year. That's my opinion. But yes, getting one of those, and you look out there are players, the guy that we discussed previously, and I cannot remember his name, from Green Bay, Malik Willis, and, a Kirk Cousins. I'm not going to point out the fact that you poo-pooed Kirk Cousins a year or two ago on this show when we were discussing it. I won't bring that
I
up.
would still the reasons remain of all the extracurricular activity, and it probably even came back up during the Atlanta week that he used the Jets. I mean that's a
Yeah.
fact.
I'm talking about pre-using Jets you weren't interested in. But here's the fact, right? He led Atlanta to 4 straight wins. The guy is he's perfect because the Jets are unlikely, they will likely win more games than they did this year. But it's going to be an iterative
Thank
process.
God.
It's going to be an iterative process. It's 6 to 8 wins. It's a little early to give that prediction, but I think they're in the 6 to 8 win ratio. And they could do that with getting the Kyler Murray, getting the Kirk Cousins, getting one of these, or Drake May, getting one of these quarterbacks in there. And then you have that other insulation to protect Dante so he never sees the field. And frankly, if something happens and you get where, you have to bench the second guy, then you have a board of people you'd reach out and call to. You'd have some time, right, before I would let Dante at the field.
Yes, as would I. So again, it's not official for those for those that are circling dates on the calendar. Again, that is January 14th. So a matter of days. That is the deadline for Dante Moore. If he had won, that deadline would have been the 23rd. He didn't. But Pop, why don't you give a plug here? We got a couple hundred people in the room. First off, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Let me check one thing real quick. I've been monitoring our subscriber count to see if we surpassed another milestone. I'll see right now if we've surpassed that. While that's popping up, again, make sure you guys like the video. That is the free way to do it. We have over 100 people watching on our YouTube channel, which thank you very much for everyone that supports the show in that way. But we only have 34 likes, so like 66 of you are just watching. For Pete's sake. And we're 1 subscriber away, by the way, from 8,280. So let's get past that milestone here today. But also, Pop, I see you're repping the brand new Boy Green merch shop.
Yeah. Hey, now, I've actually shown a bunch of Boy Green merch that's no longer available. But here's what is available. This coffee cup,
Nice.
delicious, 15-ounce coffee cup, is available now for $10 with the Boy Green logo. As requested by the coffee club, it even has the instant coffee, the quote from Aaron Glenn. Right.
Nice.
So this is available. It's that $10 coffee cup right now. Okay. This shirt, instant coffee club shirt.
What's the material like there?
Very nice. It's like an athletic wicking material. Amazing. Amazing for $15. $15. And so it's you got to get it now. $10 for a coffee cup, $15 for a shirt. Are you kidding me right now? People ask for it. Go buy your merch. I'd like to say 2 other quick things. I don't have to have the spotlight anymore, but I'd like to do a shout out to your mom, to Imam G. Love you, honey. And I'd like to tell
real quick. Boom.
There she is. Shout out to Imam G. She's in Great White North right now. And next Friday, 6 days from today, we'll all be headed to Romania. We're going to go do a little Romanian invasion, if you will.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm sure there are people who appreciate that.
There you go. But Alon, Boy Green has dunked a basketball before. And he actually went Matumbo on his sister as he spiked the Nerf basketball over her head when he was a child. So he has spiked a basketball before.
I see.
But currently he couldn't dunk a basketball with a 14-foot ladder right now. Impossible.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So first off, back to the merch shop. For those who want it and they're like, oh, so where is this magical merch shop? It's always in the YouTube description down below. So of any recent video over the last 2 weeks or so, it's the first link. If you go down in there, it just says in all caps, Boy Green merch shop. So you can click in there. Coffee mugs, t-shirts. We're starting off small, and if it has a resounding response, again, we'll continue to add more items to the merch shop. So let's freaking go.
And I've been to the workshop, and I think I've said it before on the show. Boy Green, like, he's a man of the people. He's hired elves, and it's not because he can walk around and be taller than his employees, but he has his hired elves at the South Carolina Pole. If you didn't know that was a thing, that's a thing. And I'm not talking about that place that your aunt-in-law used to work. But they're building. I've been to the shop, right, where they're making the stuff, and the new stuff that's going to be coming out is exciting. And so go ahead, get your stuff now. You've asked for it; it's provided. Go ahead and place that order.
So again, I hope everyone takes full advantage of all of that action and activity. Make sure you guys, again, like the video, hit subscribe. We appreciate it here on the program. So again, sort of recapping it all with the quarterback conversation from last night with Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza. Mendoza, I believe, after that performance, and again, I just said let's not overreact to Dante Moore. Let's not overreact to Fernando, but it had been trending in the direction that Fernando was the number 1 overall pick, and then last night seemed to solidify his placement, certainly in that category. Again, Raiders have done stupid Raiders things before, so quite frankly, you never know. So maybe they'll do something silly, but that seems unlikely. So it seems like he will be the 1st overall pick, and now the next thing to worry or not worry, wait on is Dante Moore's inclusion or not inclusion. And if he's in it, I think he's very much still in the conversation for the number 2 overall pick. If he isn't, the Jets now have a choice. It doesn't appear, again, I'm going to do more research and studying into this, but talking to draft people, if Dante Moore is not in this class, there does not appear to be a quarterback that is worthy of taking with the number 2 overall pick. There could be guys at 16, Ty Simpson or the Chambliss kid from Ole Miss, but at this point, it does not seem like that is the pick at 2nd overall, that it would be quarterback, which would mean the Jets could go best player available. And earlier this week, Arvell Reeds, who's considered the best defender in the draft on Mel Kiper's big board, entered the draft. So Jets can use defense after this godforsaken season. So we will see. And I see the people saying we're 1 win away. I did make a joke about that in YouTube shorts on Instagram about, the James Franco movie of him pounding on the glass saying, no, trying to prevent his, older self or previous self from doing something, and he can't do it. And then we're doing it for the Jets. If they would have just lost any one of those 3 games that they won, they would hold the number 1 overall pick. And it is what it is. I choose not to utilize, again, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm just joking to try to make us all feel better, but we can't control the past. I'm not going to complain about a win that we randomly had during the season, because if we change that, maybe the Raiders change and they don't win one of their 2 games. Like the Raiders upset the New England Patriots in week 1, who are the number 2 overall seed in the AFC. Weird blank happens. It does suck, I'm sure, that we're 1 game away. We have a horrific season. We're 1 game away from doing that, from having that number 1 overall pick. And I see Jets Worldwide going Simpson at 16. I'm just saying I'm seeing that narrative on social media. I have no idea. I'm not ready to say any of that. But if for another quarterback in a different direction, if they were gung-ho on going quarterback, it could be a direction. Me personally, if Dante Moore's not in this, the Jets should build the bleep out of this team. They have a million needs. So use 2, 16, 33, 44, and just stack BPA at a variety of positions, and that's how you should build the team if Dante's not available.
Yeah, people talked about Dante that he doesn't have a long runway. I believe he got hurt last year, and the year before he was not a full-time starter. But Ty Simpson's worse, right? He didn't even have something. Yeah, right. He's essentially this year where it starts, and. So I don't. He makes me very uncomfortable, and I would say, I think in the first round as a stretch, I might polish up that pick number 33, and I would feel comfortable doing that. But 1 and 6, 2 and 16. I don't think I cash that check. I don't think the value is there. Again. Nobody's going to ask later on, where you selected the person, but I just don't think they have to. I think they have to. I think he'll be available at 33. You need to be patient. There's so many holes. You get the best player available at 2 and 16, or trade. You have the best player available, and then you have your list of needs and prioritized. So I think you could go to pick 33 and pick up. If you're going to pick up Ty Simpson, you do it at pick 33.
By the way, let me just address this. I see we have Devin who's entered the YouTube chat. All these YouTubers talk about winning. Look what winning got us. 2 and no damn quarterback. And then another one from Devin. He says, this is why when fans want to tank, you have to understand why. Now we got to suck next year, too, for a quarterback. I have terrible news for you, Devin. We don't control what the hell happened. So whether I'm rooting for wins on air, I'm not putting some juju curse into the universe where the Jets are like, wait a second, Boy Green on his random YouTube show said the Jets should win. You know what, guys? Let's do it for him. Let's win. We don't control it. You guys can root however you choose to root.
True?
That is up to you. What's that, Pop?
Is that true that you don't control the Jets?
I don't. I know that's stunning. I don't. So you guys can root however you want. If you want to, if you get a rev in your engine, if you're at home and you're watching the Jets game, you're like, oh come on, Nick Folk, blow this kick, or hey guy, get injured. Woo! That helps me. If that's how you want to root, Devin, God bless America. Yeah, that's America. You can do it. For me, when I'm in front of my TV, or in this season, I've been in front of a projector. If I'm in front of a projector or TV or whatever, I'm watching the Jets, I'm cheering for them to win. People can root or do however they want, but to me, I'm not going to root for losses. We wait all year long for wins, and that's what it is. And then if they happen to lose, I rationalize and say, wow, okay, we got a better draft pick, but I'm not going to complain about wins.
Yeah, I thought they did listen to you. Like, in the red zone, 3rd and 8, handed to Brees Hall up the middle. That seemed like a Boy Green call.
Yeah.
Because we know how stout he is after contact. But anyways, I digress.
Yes, right. Quite. So, folks, again, you know what? To me, the wins happen. We're just all going to be, if you think that way, you're just going to be angry forever about everything that hasn't gone the Jets' way and hasn't. Hopefully, eventually it does. Maybe, again, the blessing in disguise is to Pop's point. So I heard this. They did this on a mock draft, the First Draft podcast, as Mel Kiper, Field Yates, and Greeny. And what they said is right now, if you had to take a number 1 overall pick of who is the best quarterback right now, it would be Mendoza. They said this before this game. Obviously, that happened last night. But they said 5 years down the road, I would take Moore. It was one of the three. I can't remember. It was either Field or Mel said it. 5 years from now, you may want to take Moore because I think he is going to be the better quarterback. But right now, he's not. So now we're playing with projections and what things are or things of that nature. So that will be interesting. I see.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you can have an argument based on experience that, and people think whatever they want. Dante, Ty, or Trinidad. I don't think there's that much white space in between them, right? And so that's when you really need to crank up the band. And you could hire a quarterback evaluator. Let's say you don't have a quarterback evaluator on the Jets currently. And if you do, by the way, you should fucking fire him. But let's say, so you could go out there and who is it? Miami that hired Troy Aikman to help them.
Yes, with the GM search. Yes,
and Matty Ice has been hired by. So hire someone that could break down the X's and O's on quarterbacks to dissect the film. Go to quarterback U on these 3 quarterbacks before the draft, and that's your, and then you hire someone that once you get them here to help you, right? So that's what I do. I make sure that if I don't feel I have the right person to analyze amongst these 3 quarterbacks, you get somebody to, you've got time, right? I need you to lock yourself in a room and 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, come out and tell me who we should go get.
That's fair. Our number 1 Austrian Jet fan just gifted a membership. Pop, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. Here we go.
A member of the Boy Green Mount Rushmore. There he is. Shout out to number 1 Austrian Jets fan.
12 raffle tickets this month, which is a comfortable place. First place in the contest. So thank you.
I'm not sure where we're flying over Romania. We'll wave at him as we fly by.
Okay. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I don't know what the geography is on that, but sure. Who did this go to, Pop?
$75.
1 second. I apologize.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's
all right. Searching for that information as we spoke.
Okay.
And the answer is Kevin Maldonado, Kevin Maldonado, 87.
All right, beautiful. And by the way, let's celebrate, Pop. We just surged over 8,280 subscribers, baby. thank you to everyone in the universe. I've been trying to, champion every time we reach a new milestone. We have here on YouTube. So 8,281 subscribers. We're 9 away from 8,290. We're going to keep just doing these 10 jumps, people. And that's eventually we're going to break through and get to 10K. And that's going to be an amazing thing. So Austrian, thank you for the membership. More raffle tickets for our contest. And if people are new to the channel, and I see we're getting another raffle ticket. So let me highlight that one too before we explain our raffle prizes for this month. NC Green getting involved. Hey, baby. All right, that is 8 raffle tickets for NC Green. Who's this going to, Pop?
This is going to Renzel WYA.
All right, beautiful. Renzel is someone over on the Twitter sphere that pays attention to the show, but they also subscribed on YouTube. So that's a reminder to all you guys, if any of you guys are watching on the Twitter account, we have over 300 people in the room. We've got 200 of those on Twitter and over 100 of those on YouTube. So thank you, everyone, no matter where you decide to watch this program. I appreciate it. But as Renzel shows you, who normally watches on Twitter, he also is subscribed on YouTube. So appreciate it. Thank you. And here's our raffle prize. So again, in case you guys are new around here, here's how it works. Every single month, we do a raffle on our YouTube channel to give back to you, the fans. To be eligible for said raffle, all you have to do is spend $3, baby. There's no extra tax, no extra fees. $3. 1, 2, 3. And you can spend it $1 today, $1 tomorrow, $1 the next day. That works. $3 all at once. It doesn't matter how you do it. For instance, NC Green and, number one Austrian Jet fan that just happened. Those memberships are $3 a piece, so they each got a raffle ticket. All of these prizes on your screen are going to be given away on February 1st, and there's more, which I'll highlight over to Pop here in a second. We have a official flip coin from this season. It comes in a beautiful jewelry case. It comes with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League. It's got that sweet Jets logo on it. We have a brand new Jets polo, a brand new Jets rivalry hat, a part of our Woody Boy Green tailgate package, which includes a shirt, koozies, bottle openers, all kinds of wonderful things. So all of that is together, Pop, and we'll highlight over to you, Pop, because you thought that wasn't enough items. I don't know why. That seems like a lot of really cool stuff. But you're adding what to this raffle?
Is that all? That's not all. You'll also win one of the Boy Green instant coffee cups as part of the prize pack, as well as a shirt. And they will be ordered in your size. The coffee cup will be hopefully in your size. But the shirt be in your size. They'll be added to the prize pack.
So again, to fully explain that, you'll get the brand new coffee mug from our Boy Green merch shop, a brand new shirt from our Boy Green merch shop. You'll have everything on the screen, the flip coin, the polo, the hat, the Woody tailgate package. That will all be shipped to you on February 1st. Again, so that means throughout the entire month of January, you guys can gift. I always recommend that everyone who's watching the show at least gift one so you have a chance to win, because all you need is one ticket. Obviously, the more raffle tickets you have, the better your odds are of making that happen. So beautiful. All right, let's go to a super chat here from our boy. Here we go. There it is. Our boy Frankie. Every time we get a super chat, we hear from my beautiful daughter, Zariah Luna. Wow. Frankie says, we obviously didn't fumble enough for Fernando. Great show as always, BG. Yes, Frankie at a certain point of the season says our new, right, because we all wanted to win at the beginning of the season, I assume, even our YouTube commenter earlier that was complaining about the winning, at some point at the beginning, wasn't there a time, before that we went like, oh, yes, we're undefeated at 0-0. Now we can win and do these things. And at one point when the losing got to 0-7, probably, Frankie's like, you know what? We need to fumble for Fernando. He came up with that beautiful trademark. And, hey, this should be the new plan, the audible at the line of scrimmage. And the Jets fell just short. They have the same record as the Raiders, but the strength of schedule not quite lining up, which again is relatively speaking random. It is somewhat based on where you finish and where other teams finish and things of that nature, but a lot of it is predetermined. So, it's up to the gods what your strength of schedule is. So it is what it is. But appreciate that, Frankie. Great show as always. And let's add that to your totals for this month, Frankie. Thank you very much for all the love on the show here, which has been terrific. And everyone, quite frankly, that has been jumping on the train much appreciated. That is now 7 raffle tickets for our guy, Frankie, taking him to 10 total raffle tickets on the month. So we'll update the banner accordingly here in just a little bit. It seems like you're a big Frankie fan, Dad. Not that you probably don't like the Yankee part of his fandom, but everything else, it seems like you're probably pretty copacetic with.
Absolutely. He's chatted before. He's called in before. We've had a good conversation. So I appreciate his support of the show.
And there you go. He has now jumped into second place in our contest, tied with Nate the Great, Nate Jets, with 10 raffle tickets so far this month. So thank you, Frankie, from that perspective. Pop, is there anything else you want to get to before we get to the fans? Again, I had other stuff on my docket, but we'll save it for a bunch of these shows because now there's no games to prepare for, which maybe there will be a moment of silent sadness, or maybe not for some Jet fans who are like, thank God it's over. But no game for us this weekend. It'll be playoffs instead.
Playoffs? What is the playoffs?
Yeah, I really need to get even. I was looking through these the other day.
Playoffs? Are you talking about the playoffs? Gator needs some walking around money. Secret tickle time? You have a name for it?
The randomness of some of these in here.
Yo, hickory dickory dock.
The fact that you didn't have him finish off the rest of that Dice Clay line there would have been hilarious. But so there's a sprinkle. There's a couple.
There's several Dice Man ones in there that I just didn't have him finish.
Oh, that's probably.
I want my $2.
Classic movie references. So.
Yeah. Up.
Mess with the bull, get the horns.
And there you go. That's my grandpa for everyone that doesn't know. And again, he's always right here. God rest his soul. He was best friend to me and my dad. It was a very special relationship. Grandpa Duck. And he's the reason I'm a Jets fan. I've told that story before. So beyond that reason, that's a cool reason for the show, I guess. But beyond that reason, he holds a special place in all of our hearts. So that's a cool way to always be thinking about Grandpa for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, but anyway, I cut you off, Pop. So no, it's
oh, you did this. Have you seen this picture?
Let me see. I have. Wow, look at that. Please tell a story about your dad.
Yep. So he was in the Air Force. This is him he is apparently, people wonder why I look angry all the time. It came from him. So
yeah, they call it a resting bitch face, I believe. I don't know if that was in place back then.
I don't think that applies to men. So
yeah, that could be.
Yeah, he was in the Air Force. He was actually in what they call him, a spook in the Air Force, right? He broke codes, right? Decoded things, tap messages. He was stationed in Pakistan. So that is, you can look that word up. That's what that's called.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Yay. Anywho, Pop, you ready for the phone lines?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, without further ado, we'll play a little quick hep timeout here, and we'll welcome your phone calls. Fernando, Dante, something else perhaps, all is available. It's a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. So if you'd like to call into the show, that is the way to do so. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, hop on over to YouTube and feel free to call into the show, and we'll go through all of your wonderful calls here on the show. Hop on Pop. We might as well announce it. You will also be participating on tomorrow's program.
That is the truth.
Yes.
And apparently you can handle the truth. So there you go.
There you go. I'll work that one in just a second. Because, folks, our buddy... here it is.
You can't handle the truth.
Thanks, Grandpa. Matt Lombardo will now not be every Sunday. He's going to sort of arrange the schedule. But the good news is he's going to the tentpole events. Combine, Senior Bowl, Super Bowl, all these different things, and particularly the ones that have Jets references, of course, which isn't the Super Bowl this year. but the Combine and Senior Bowl and stuff, and be able to do some live shows with us. So we'll work with Matt. Maybe we'll have some bonus shows, which will be a lot of fun for Boy Green Coffee Club members of our YouTube membership group. So some stuff to come on that. So again, Matt Lombardo is our NFL insider that had been joining us every game day all season long, but now he'll adjust the schedule and work with us with his travels to all these events and give us the latest Jets information he can, which is super cool. So cool. Maybe some extra pop days here on the rotation, which could be great. We'll see. Also, and again, super wildcard weekend starts today. We'll have football playoffs today, tomorrow, and Monday night. So it should be a real hoot. Quick Hep timeout, and your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
Uncle Indy immediately asking us, how about Spotify? Where can I download this? Yeah, we'll have to work on the hits of how all that is going to come together here. Welcome back to Boy Green Daily. Again, I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green, the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. That is my father, who is Boy Green's dad, is how he is most famous, being related to me, of course, and all my wonderful success and accolades and trophies and statues and whatnot. It's pretty great. So thank you, Papa, for joining us here on the program. Make sure you guys like the videos you're coming on in here on YouTube. Before we go to the phone lines, Papa, you might have to pull out the reading glasses again, because our boy, Naga Iboko, who, by the way, re-signed to the Boy Green Coffee Club earlier this week, is now in the gifting mood, baby. A 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships out to the audience. And every time we get 5 memberships or more, Pop, we must play a certain something, and it's Kevin James time, baby.
Kevin James!
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
That is 7 raffle tickets now for our guy, Nanga Iboko, who ties with NC Green in that realm. Well, actually, I believe NC Green's actually up to 8, so I'm going to have to update a lot of that here. But we'll put that on at the 4th position at this point, and I will continue to update it. Who are our new members to Boy Green Coffee Club, Pop?
All right. York Pinnock, 1580. Amy Cartera, 8177. David Dean, 2082. D-Train 3319, and Recipes with Reed.
All right, beautiful. All of that is happening. So, yes, the banner is now updated. Ocean Jet Fan in first place with 12 raffle tickets. Nate the Great and Frankie at 10 raffle tickets apiece at second place. Big Country and NC Green are tied at third place with 8 raffle tickets. Our boy Nanga Iboko takes that 4th position with 7 raffle tickets. And our boy Armani AD and Mad Merch with 6 raffle tickets. There you go. And again, if that is for some reason not fully updated, it is on my Excel sheet. So I have it all together. So I'll continue to monitor and make sure I have the latest intel there on the banner. Pop, are you ready for the fans?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. You know what? I gave Bob this chance on Friday, so I'll give you this chance. Go ahead, Pop.
What chance is that?
Yeah. Would you like to introduce our first caller?
It's Hep.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Why not? Okay, sure.
You stumped him on that one. He didn't.
Yeah, I know that. I threw him a curveball there. Okay, but anywho, what's up, Pep? Good morning, man.
Good morning, guys. How's it going? The first thing is, had a little housekeeping. I ordered the cup.
Ah, great. Woohoo. Wait. Whoa. I need to be faster with my button pressing here, but wait, he ordered a coffee mug. Well, then. Excellent. Yes.
So
Okay.
I got that. And the other thing is, I was curious about. It's going to be sad not hearing you this weekend, right? It's going to be the first time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the watch party. That's
Watch
right.
parties. But you know what? Enjoy your time. Enjoy the game. Eat your
Yeah.
food. Watch your TV. Put your feet up. Have a good
There
time.
you go.
You
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is it true Mr. Fulton is going to be on American Idol this week? If you do
Yeah.
talk to him, I don't know.
Yeah. I got to see the updated stuff because he was on The Voice or what was it earlier this season. So he was on a couple of things. So he is making the rounds. So yeah, he said he was coming up for American Idol. So we'll see if he's I don't know, on the weekend. He's probably too busy to call in, but if he's available, he can explain the latest. So yeah, Mr. Famous Fulton. It's probably easier to list the things that he isn't on, which is like nothing because he's on everything.
He's gigging more than me.
Impressive, quite.
All right, now to my take.
Yes, sir.
My original take was I want to see some offense because we're just so starved watching any kind of offensive productivity. I don't even care if the defense sucked, as long as you said we won 48-47, whatever, But
yeah, right.
I started rethinking it when I saw the quarterback play yesterday, and I was like, for example, Detroit, they think they did the trade and they got that who was it from the
Jared Goff, yeah.
Jared Goff, right? And that was it. But the real thing was the Hutchinson, was the defensive line where they really solidified that.
Correct. Yes.
And that seems to be another path as far as developing a team. You have the really good quarterback, but then you also have the really good pass rushing teams as well. With a medium quarterback, not a great quarterback, but a really good defensive line. It seems to be a couple of different routes to go. But if we really at 2 and we got no one to trade up or anything, I'm thinking maybe Bain at 2, and then Love at 16, and like Pop said, we'll get the boy the Simpson in the beginning of the third round. And worst comes to worst, that's our backup quarterback for when we draft our quarterback.
Sure.
Following year.
Right.
Because really, look at our schedule this year. We're really running the gauntlets this year. So I don't even know how many games we're going to win this year as well. So I think we're still going to be in a good position to move up and get a quarterback as well next year. Yeah. So that's my take, guys.
Love it. Thank you, Hep. We'll continue to react to it. By the way, I just want to make sure, again, because like I said, in the middle of the show, I'm also updating the banner. So a few other people that are also included here from the previous raffle tickets. Your favorite shipmate, he is in the top 5 with 6 raffle tickets. Another one of our big gifters for the Wounded Warrior Project, Pop, Mac, is as well. No, I'm not saying new memberships are in. I'm just, you don't have anything else to read. All I'm saying is there are memberships on our Excel sheet that I'm representing in the top 5. So shout out to Mac, shout out to DIY for Life and Devin. But to go to Hep's point here, to go to your defender, potentially Ruben Bain out of Miami, or whether it's Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. Now, Jeremiah Love, it's interesting. I'm going to be watching a ton of this because I love the draft. Mel Kiper and Field Yates did an alternating mock draft for the picks that we know, which are the first 18, because those teams are not in the playoffs. Everyone else is in the playoffs, so they didn't do them. And they went back and forth. Your boy, Jeremiah Love, in this mock draft scenario was, and let me make sure I get it right, 1, 2, he was the 3rd overall pick in this mock draft scenario with Field Yates. And they were just talking about positional value and stuff. So, man, I hope to the high. Well, we'll see what happens with Brees. We'll see what happens, but let's put him aside. If the Jets could walk away with Jeremiah Love, I mean, oh my goodness. There's so many needs, so it'd be reckless and everything else. But, who doesn't like to make a reckless decision every once in a while? I don't know if he'll be there at 16. If he is, that would be terrific. But like I said, in this mock draft scenario, went 3rd, right? Zeke's gone 4th, Leonard Fournette's gone 4th, Saquon's gone 2nd. It can happen every once in a while with the right prospect. So we'll see if that happens with Love. But if people overrate him, I hope they do. But for him, I'm sure he'd want the higher, more money available. But I hope they just overlook him, and then we're the ones with him, because he is going to be offensive rookie of the year, running the football, catching the football. I mean, he could just do it all.
Lead the league in rushing. Right. Yep.
Hey, oh boy, would that be fun? I mean, hell, we just finally broke the 1,000-yard drought, which is like the Wimpy. Let's go hefty. Let's go to the other side where we have a dominating rushing presence from that perspective. So that'd be terrific. And then I don't mind what Hep said about the 33rd overall pick, which is the first pick of the second round. Whether the Jets trade that to the highest bidder, which it could be very valuable from that commodity perspective, or if it's one of these quarterbacks. Again, is it Ty Simpson? Is it Chambliss, that Ole Miss kid? If interest is in one of those, again, people are going to debate in the audience whether or not that is a worthy select for either of those guys. But yeah, there's play here. There's play here to go in one of those potential directions, Bob.
Absolutely. I think we got a few super chats to look at.
Yeah, of course. Let's do some catching up here. First off, let's go to here. We'll go to this first super chat coming in here. Let me hit it.
Wow.
I Slept Jets fan, $2 super chat. Boys, with all the negativity, please give me one positive thing. Pop, what's a positive thing you have to say about the Jets?
Yeah, and this positive thing, I won't take away from it. But what I'm about to say is the reason I was so pro getting rid of Aaron Glenn. This is the positive I'm about to say is the reason I really thought we should have got rid. We haven't got rid of him. We're not going to get rid of him. I guess that decision's been made. So, but the positive is the Jets draft capital, the Jets cap capital have put them in a position. So it's, normally, it takes, you need a lot, you battle back and, this rebuild. And so they have the capacity for rebuild that does not, like you almost never have the situation they're in. So that's the positive. And now it's time to, go forward with Aaron, get the right players, make this his team, and show us that we're built for this shit. So those two things, like I can't think of a team that's had more cap space and more draft picks in the past decade than the Jets have right now.
Yeah, and just to carry over on that, before I give my positive thing, there's a lot of teams that are obviously bad in the NFL, that have bad records or in bad situations, or they're in cap hell, all these kind of things. The Jets are in that hell, but they have a way to climb out. Five, like that's like an unbelievable number. 5 first-round draft choices, 3 second-round picks, $200+ million in cap space next year. Around $100 million. There's going to be rollover again. They're going to update some of those numbers coming up here shortly for this upcoming cycle. Once the season ends and it's officially over for everyone else. Like, man, they have a way to climb out of this hell. Now they have to execute it. The picks don't just magically turn into starters. You have to execute the plan. But that's exciting. And then to go to my positive thing, when I'm talking about this team, is look at some of these guys on the roster. I'm really excited about the offensive line. There's still more work to be done. Again, they got to figure out who's playing left guard, who's playing center. Is it Josh Myers? Is it going to be some Tyler Linderbaum chase? Is it John Simpson to AVT? There's a few things you have to figure out there. You feel really good about the offensive line being there for whatever quarterback is playing football for us next year. You have Garrett Wilson, who hopefully is going to get healthy. Mason Taylor, hopefully he's going to get healthy with that neck situation. Whether Breece Hall comes back or it's Jeremiah Love time, you talk about the pieces that are already on the roster. You go to the defense, and while it is abysmal in a lot of directions, Jawan Briggs, some upside there. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit of Jawan Briggs action, perhaps. And you've got Malachi Moore back there, a talented young defensive back. So you got some pieces. You got a roster here along with whatever comes in. And then Jermaine Johnson's a guy I like. Can he bounce back? Will McDonald, is he going to get traded? Does he bounce back? Is the scheme the problem, right? Will's look like this, unbelievable, not really good run defender. And Jermaine looked tough this year. Was Jermaine because of the Achilles? Is it because of the schematics? So there's a lot of talent. Well, a lot. There's talent. Let me get rid of the a lot word. There's talent on this team, and we need to cultivate it. We need to marinate it. We need to barbecue it. We need to boil it. We need to poach it. We need to all of these different cooking terms. We need to sort of, I'm using all this hand motions here. That's what we need to do. We need to do that to the talent. We need it to, fester,
Yeah, okay. Or linger like your conversation here. All right.
There we go. I slept Jets fan. Thank you very much. Let's keep it going on the super chats coming through. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to yes, it's our boy Sorry for MVP baby here on the channel.
Wow.
Always love Pop and hearing from Hef, Joe B at 5 a.m. on the Fan, and Boy Grid at 7:30. What a Saturday! Now can we get a song from Fulton? We'll see if Mr. Famous Fulton calls in. I enjoy his talents. I was going to add it to the board. I should have done it. I had it all marked down to cut it up and add it to the board. I was unable to, so I'll have to get a better version when Mr. Famous Fulton calls in. We'll have it forever on the board. So when requests like this come up, I could be like, presto, and get it there for Mr. Famous Fulton, who is an absolute legend, of course. But yeah, Pop, there you go. Sorry for MVP. You have a lot of Pop fans in the audience here.
Hey now. Well, I appreciate them and their support. So hey now.
Yeah, thank you very much. By the way, Sorry, you're up to 5 raffle tickets for our contest. So thank you very much with your wonderful, generous super chats coming here on the program. Thanks, guys. That helps keep the lights on for us here. Which is great. Let me go to some more. We got a lot of super chats coming in. Let's go to our boy Armani super chat.
Wow.
$20 super chat. Oh my. Top of the morning, BG and Pops. Pops, remember AGDS, Aaron Glenn derangement syndrome, comes from speaking about firing him all the time. BG is just defending the team, which is distinctly different from AGSD. Jake is AGSD. He's talking about Jake Asman, who I saw last night. He does these jokes on Twitter where he just goes like, oh, wow, Dante Moore, perfect. He piles up, garbage time stats. He's a perfect player for the Aaron Glenn Army. And I'm like, come on, Jake, Jesus, man. Like, we need to breathe. We need to go outside. I know that's his way of coping, I guess. But, yeah, see, Pop, here's it perfectly explained. There's a difference here with the old boy Green. Okay.
No, I'm moving past this, but I do not understand your support of Aaron. We definitely don't have to talk about it. We've talked about it enough. I'm confused by your support for Aaron Glenn. I see no empirical evidence, but this is where we're at. So let's move forward.
Okay, so Pop has bent the knee to the king. That's just what happened there, baby.
Is that what happened, Moron? That's not what happened.
I just pried the torch out of your dead coat.
I realized I was arguing with a rock. I was never going to pow. Brother, come on. You want to take the torch? Bring it. Let's go.
All right. I don't want to have to push you down the hill in a wheelchair, buddy. Huh? There's room for one Esden around here, buddy.
Why don't you show everybody those 10-inch pythons? All right. Let's
Big Papa Pump over here. Okay. Oh, yeah, baby. So thank you, Armani, for that. We will add this because I see you have more raffle tickets to give. So I will give a full update with your other super chat coming in. So hang on just a second. I've added your initial super chat to the total. More in a second. And we got our guy, Lou B, baby.
Wow.
I love
you saw that show, Pop. Yeah, go ahead.
I love me some Lou B, and you couldn't be more right. And I'll tell you, I did see Lou B when it was about a week ago.
Yes.
Post-game show last week, and I was unable to call in. Lou B wanted me. I apologize. I couldn't call in at that moment, Lou B, but I was with you on your thoughts on AG. But Love would be the vehicle that could be our rookie QBs in 2027's best friend. Absolutely.
Yeah, so somewhere within the last week, Lou B made a passionate call for Jeremiah Love and explained why it was a great idea and everything. So he was trying to get you to, I guess, apparently swarm me on the AG stuff. But also, he gave this Love thing, and he sent in a highlight clip, said, play it for the fans that don't know about. And he showed the crazy clip from Penn State where he's like getting Jeremiah Love is blah, 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 and he somehow just stays alive, and it just defied physics. That's the highlight clip that Lou B wanted to show me to try to see if I could get more people on the Love boat, the old Love train.
You watch that Penn State clip, and then that's a man. He's manning up, and there's 3 Penn State guys on his back, and he's plowing over 2 others as he gets his score. And then you watch him run, 70, 75 yards, and you don't have to look very hard for clips because there's a There's more than one. There's more than 5 of them. And every time you see him, he is pulling away from everybody on the field every time. And you're like, how is that possible? Fast, tough, and he's a freaking truck machine. So I can't speak highly enough of him. And whatever team he goes to, I'm gonna have to buy his jersey because he is phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's hard to see it back here with all my stuff back here, but this is the Syracuse Notre Dame ball, and we saw a vintage Jeremiah Love performance against the Orange in South Bend. And there was those runs where, again, you see an angle. He gets it, and it's Jeremiah Love on the hash, and it's a Syracuse player going, "You ain't going nowhere, buddy boy." And Jeremiah Love just like, "Let me turn up the notch." And then you just see the angle, and it just and Love just breaks away to like, holy crap. I mean, like there's fast and then up, you know what? It's time for turbo speed. It's incredible. So Luby, the $2 super chat, Love is the best player in this draft. He is terrific. But again, there's going to be a lot of teams and people in our audience are like, running back, that's stupid. If you just look pure value, you're looking at football players, which the Jets need more of those. 100%. Love is an absolute monster. And that's 3 raffle tickets, by the way, for our guy, Lou B. Go ahead, Pop.
And you cannot sleep, right? So it is probably, I don't remember another time where his backup is a gem, is a diamond in the rough and worth a 3rd-round pick. If we miss on Jeremiah Love, right? I can't say his first name. Jadarian Price. Yeah. You want to go look at some highlights and some speed. His only problem in the college was Jeremiah Love was in front of him. He is also phenomenal. So if we could 3rd round scoop him up, he would also bring a lot to the table.
100%. I love Jadarian. I've seen alerts because people have tagged me in them because they know my Golden Domer love. He's going to several of the college all-star events, so hopefully he's able to build up his stock. But yeah, I could definitely see him going on day 2 of the draft, either in the 2nd round or 3rd round. Uncle Indy asked about him a while back, said, "Hey, Paul, what do you think of this Jadarian Price guy?" And I'm like, what do I think about him? How much time do you have, pal? I love him. And again, sometimes you have those situations where last year, right? Ohio State, Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. You have 2 guys in a backfield, and it dilutes it for both of them. That won't be the case for Jeremiah Love because he's so spectacular. But sometimes you have 2 of these guys, and you're like, this, that. No, Jadarian Price is the real deal, and he just so happened to be buried on a separate depth chart there.
I can't remember what game it was, but Love went out of the game, and whoever they were playing, thank God. Jadarian Price comes in and rips off a 60-yarder the next play. They're like, "Oh,
that was the Syracuse game actually, because we saw it. Jeremiah Love got off the game, and I can only imagine to your point the Syracuse team. It's like, oh thank God, who the hell is this guy? And he ran for 50 yards for a touchdown. I went on the first opportunity, Jesus. So yeah, that's got to be very difficult, I imagine, for people in the audience when that sort of thing is happening there. By the way, we have another super chat here, and let's get that to our guy Armani here, which is awesome. Here it is, another super chat coming through here on the program. Let me get Zariah Luna's wow to stamp it here.
Wow.
Just having fun. All love to you both. Go Jets. By the way, Armani, you are now in first place in a raffle prize with 15 raffle tickets with your, all your raffle ticket super chats coming in. So thank you, Armani. And just having fun. It's all good. We love, busting chops and having a lot of fun here again on the Aaron Glenn stuff. And I imagine this won't be the last time that it's all coming up. So all good in the hood, Armani. Thank you for the super chat. Like I said, you're in first place with 15 raffle tickets. Thank you so much. So good luck the rest of the way here. And I see we do have a shout out. That's not a super chat, but I do want to highlight it here. I think it came from our boy Nanga. Yeah, Nanga Iboka. We haven't talked about this a lot on Boy Green Daily this week. We should have carved out more time for it, but so there's this narrative before this national championship game, it is before the national championship game as well, for this Dante Moore Indiana game that, Dante Moore should go back to school to avoid the Jets. The Jets stink. And Stephen A. Smith went on this huge rant of like, the Jets are a football atrocity, a blasphemous, they stink. And then Garrett Wilson responded, man, basically, you have to be a square to work for ESPN, sell out, all this other stuff. Like, man, stupid. And Stephen A. Smith saw that and responded to it on his show and said, "Oh, Garrett Wilson wants to come after me," and all this stuff. And then he just went on another rant, ignoring what Garrett Wilson said, because Garrett Wilson, after the fact, said, like, that's terrible advice, basically, is what he tweeted at Stephen A. Smith. It's $50 million on the line. Would you be advising that for your son if that was the same situation? And Garrett Wilson's the real MVP. You love how he supports the team. You love how he defends them. He wasn't the only one. Jarvis Brownlee and a couple other Jets. Kalen Saunders went all over Stephen A. Smith, calling him an idiot. So love it. An absolute deserved shout out, Nanga Iboko, for Garrett Wilson and doing God's work there, defending us. Hey, when we're terrible, the arrows are going to come. Obviously, you're 3-14. I can't complain that people are complaining, but like that take is just stupid on that. And I don't know if you've shared your take on the whole Dante Moore thing, Pop. I can't remember if you have or not. About going back to school to just being a big reason to avoid the Jets.
Yeah, I think that's unlikely, right? There's only been a few players in the history of the NFL that have done something of that nature. And
Peyton Manning,
Eli Manning, but it's a
sure.
common douchebag thread there. But so I don't think you could go to Dante Moore. You could see, as we talked about earlier, the diamond in the rough here, the draft picks, the capital. Right, there is a lot of work to do, and I'm hoping that AG and Muji are up to it. But they have the tools. So if they don't do it, 5 years from now, it'll be clearly in their court, the failure. Or 5 years from now, the Jets are in the AFC Championship game as a result of reaping the benefits of the draft picks and the capital they have.
Yeah, that'd be great. One more super chat, then we'll get back to the phone lines here. And thank you guys, everybody, for all of these. Here it is. Yes, Lou B here with another super chat. Thank you, Lou B.
Wow.
By the way, Lou B, you're up to 4 raffle tickets this month. You're killing it. I want to send famous Fulton to one Jets drive with a megaphone. Have him sing till AG quits. P.S. Can you play that clip again? I don't have that Notre Dame clip anymore, so I'm going to have to try to see if I could go back and get it. If I can, I will try to play that for you, Lou B, because that's a sick clip of Jeremiah Love. So I will work on that. And but sending Mr. Famous Fulton to sing to see if he will get AG to quit. I don't know if we're going to get that piece of the puzzle, my friend, but I will try to get you that Jeremiah Love clip. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Pop, here we go. It's easy with a love pop sign. Oh, that's sweet.
He's spouting truth.
He got me. 1 second, we can't hear you with the mic.
In God we trust. I had to adjust the wand.
No, that's okay. All. Blessed be he, of course.
Blessed be he. Hey, I just have one request. One request to me, Boy Green.
All right.
If you notice that I'm driving when I'm wearing my yellow shirt, call me earlier in the program, because it's really hard to wait and all that when I'm driving. I'm not trying to disrespect any of the other callers. It's just there are certain times you wait till I get to my destination and I'm actually offloading and onloading, and then you call me.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's by design or.
No.
Yeah, that's weird how that happened. No, in all seriousness, I have no idea whether you're offloading or unloading, and then a donut with the Oreo. I didn't know any of that, so that was just random circumstance that happened. So I normally just try to go in order. Like as you callers call in, it shows it by priority of who calls in. So I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's normally random circumstance.
I know I have fallen. I know I have slightly fallen in favor because of my views on AG, and you're trying to get your acolytes and your sycophants to call you up first.
I cannot be bribed. I cannot be bribed.
Well, thank God. I tell you, I was a little bit cold on Jake Asman for a little bit, but I love it when he rants, because nobody rants better than Jake.
Yeah, he's a good yeller.
Oh man, sometimes I worry for him. Sometimes I honestly think, thank God he's still a young man, because You know, there was some times I thought he was going to fucking stroke out on the radio, man.
Well, I'm glad he didn't. Yeah, I'm glad he didn't. He is very passionate. So,
well,
yeah,
with that, I
talented.
understand. Yeah. I understand. Both of you guys are ESPN guys. You're an alum,
yes, that's
and
true.
he's currently back in favor, and since he moved from Texas back to New York, he did
ESPN in both places. So good for him. Yeah.
He's gonna eventually become, you know, mainstream guy again as soon as because he's still young and he's still working up. But man, Stephen A. Smith is delusional.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's right about some things, and I know he loves his Knicks, and I love the Knicks and all that stuff. And but Stephen A. is just a little bit twisted in the mind sometimes. But anyway, back to the draft. I think that what we should do with our picks this year is I think we should not worry so much about a quarterback quite yet. Okay. I think our first picks should be D-line, edge, wide receiver. No, excuse me, not wide receiver. What did I write down to this other thing? D-line, edge. I think with our second pick in the second round, our fourth overall pick this year, you know, we got the 2 firsts and then the 2 seconds. I think with our second round pick, what is that, like 40 something?
Yeah, we have 44, so it's 2, 16, 33,
that's where we get it. That's where we get our quarterback. That's where we take our project, our high-end project quarterback.
Okay.
That's everything, of course, depends on what we do in free agency.
Of course, that's first, right?
Because we have to address, I think, who's that kid that everyone's talking about that he's got that short name, the edge kid.
Ruben Bain?
Bain. I think we should get Bain and Love as our first 2 picks.
All right.
That'll solidify the defensive line right there. The defense right there. Bain and Love. Because isn't Love a linebacker?
No, Love's a running back.
Oh, Love's a running back. Shit, he's good, but I mean, we still have Brees this year, so I don't think running back is a priority this year. I really do, unless Brees is. See, this is where free agency comes in. If Brees says trade me, I just please God, just trade me. Then we get Love. I could see that, but.
I saw my pop's face when Easy was going, it'll solidify this position. My pop went, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, he just made a mistake. He meant solidify this and solidify this. Oh, that was funny. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, Easy. But here's the thing. We're all going to learn about we're going to keep getting familiar with the draft prospects as we go through this process. So it's going to be a process. It's absolutely going to be a process. Hey, look, he arrived, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Hey now.
Well, good morning. How are you guys?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Famous Fulton? Did you hear yourself?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yes, yeah. And people in the audience were saying they were demanding your presence. I don't know if you heard them and showed up, or this is just random circumstance.
I don't know if they did or not.
They did. Yeah.
I was busy getting ready because I'm going to my first IU basketball game today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, with Grandpa, right?
Nice.
Yep, I sure am.
Sweet. That's going to be cool. You got to give us a full report on that, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Yeah, that's where I got my jacket
let me see. Oh, yeah. By the way, go Hoosiers. Congratulations. There you go. Go Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So we're ready for this. So.
Okay, good. Well, good.
They're built for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good luck in the
national game.
Good luck in the ship. Yeah, hell yeah. I watched the game. Of course I did. Yeah. Hell yeah, baby.
Yep. My mom and I found it on Sling TV.
Oh, nice.
And it's like my mom and I couldn't get it like ESPN or anything. So
no, that's all right. That's all right. But awesome. So yeah, we're going to the ship. So heck yeah.
Indiana, you know what I need to say, Paul?
What's that?
Hoosiers.
That's it, baby.
Nice.
Appreciate you, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Yep, I will send you guys pictures and let you know the updates.
There we go. There's Mr. Famous Fulton. I would have gotten Mr. Famous Fulton to sing, but he was in a car with all those people. So, but yeah, Puppy, give me that weird look. You don't remember the Keanu Reeves hardball? We're going to the ship. That's a great movie. A very sad
It
movie.
was not the lack of remembering that movie. It was more of I don't want to see you do that ever again.
Yeah, we're going to the ship. It just feels good. The Jets. I can't wait to do that dance when the Jets are going to the ship, baby. Woohoo! All right, back to the phone lines. Philliam joins us next. Philliam.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, Pop.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're going to be talking about the draft for months. There was something I wanted to get to before the playoffs started because Pop and I had sort of talked about reseeding a few times, and I wanted to get a clear picture. Pop, is your view that winner of division or not, you just take the top 7 seeds. When it's all over, the seven teams with the best record get in. Whether you win your division or not, you don't get in if you're not the top 7. Is that correct?
Almost. What I would like, so if you win the division, my opinion is this. If you win the division, that gets you into the playoffs. But the seeding goes like the NBA. So, or you do away with divisions. If you do away with divisions, I'm great with going. I don't think the NFL will ever do that. But the Rams traveling to Carolina is pathetic, right?
Yep.
So you get in the playoffs. Congratulations, but someone of the Rams caliber shouldn't have to travel to Carolina. So that's me.
Right. So long story short, Pop, you're saying that Panthers win the NFC South. They're 100% in the playoffs, so they just don't get guaranteed a home playoff game. That's going to depend on. Okay.
Right. No team with a losing record should host a playoff game.
Yep. Well, it's funny because that's why I wanted to call in while you were on before the playoffs started to clarify, because we're exactly in line. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is exactly what you just brought up. All right. So let's just take the NFC this year. And right now you've got Chicago is 2 and Philly is 3. Both of those teams knew no matter what they did the last week, they were going to be 2 or 3. Right. So the Rams are 5, San Francisco is 6. Under our idea, the Rams are 2, San Francisco is 3, Chicago drops to 4, and Philly by, guess what? We didn't play anybody last week. Well, now you're going on the road, pal. All right. So there's a lot of stuff that comes into this. And then, of course, what I think we agree on 100% is you can't throw out the entire system. So fine, you win your division, you're in. And to me, that's your bonus. That's what you get for winning your division is a playoff berth. But almost every year, there's a playoff team that wins a division that gets in with a worse record. And in this year, you got Detroit at 9-8 and Minnesota at 9-8 that are not getting in. So I think the reward for winning your division, being a playoff berth, is more than enough for that. The seeding comes down to record, and our goal every year is to win as many games as possible. So I'm 100% on board with Pop. This is, that it's so simple too. You don't change anything. Everything works exactly the way it works now. And on the last day of the season, these are the 7 teams that are in. You just reseed based on record. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
it would. Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, a case could be made. Every team, let me say that again. Every team in the NFC North has a better record than the division winner of the NFC South. Every single team.
Yep.
By a minimum of 2 games.
One game, I believe. Lions are 9-8, I believe.
And so what is the Panthers?
Panthers are 8-9.
Okay, one game. Good. But either way, right? What are we talking about? NFC North's been a powerhouse, and NFC South has been an outhouse.
Yeah. I mean, that was the exact example I gave. Is both Minnesota and Detroit are 9-8. Panthers are 8-9, and they're in. So fine, that's the way the system works. But why do they get the home game? The same thing in the AFC. It's much simpler. All the seeding would be pretty much the same, except Pittsburgh would drop to 7. All right. Houston would move up to 4, so they get a home game. They're 12-5. They deserve that home game, right? And Everybody else, Buffalo would be 5, the Chargers would be 6, and Pittsburgh would drop to 7.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you just stepping back and watching them play. Anybody that doesn't think that Pittsburgh should be the 7th seed is right. And I will tell you this: we didn't talk about the games. We'll probably do it tomorrow. The Texans are going to eat Aaron Rodgers' lunch.
Probably. Yeah.
I agree. I think it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, and I would just add that the advantage, right? So to your point, I've always been against you guys vehemently, but as Philliam continues to talk, he just has this way about him that all of a sudden it convinces me about all these things. And so I'm leaning a little bit more towards you guys. And the other thing I would say is the other part that just hit me in my head is, right, so 1 still gets the bye, 2 plays 7. In the NFC, 2 should play the worst team. That's the advantage of being the 2, that you get 7. So in this reseeding presentation you gave, 2 would get the Panthers. Great. We earned that as the 2 seed. We don't get a bye anymore in these new version of the playoffs where it used to be top 2 get a bye. But now, okay, our bye, sorry, Carolina, is we get to play Carolina and we get to do it at home. So again, I hadn't been on your guys' side at all, but how it was all presented this year, there's a compelling case.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Pop reinforcing my opinion.
No, definitely not. That would make me want to push back against it more as a rebel. Like, screw that guy. Yeah. For all those reasons, I'm out on you because of Pop. So, no, definitely not. That hurt it more than anything, to be honest. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, again, I know draft and Mendoza and Moore is the topic of the day, but I wanted to get this in before the playoffs started. I think they talk about this almost every year during the offseason. Man, I want to see them pull the trigger on this.
Detroit, I think Detroit was the one that made the pitch. I think it was last offseason, but it just didn't go anywhere. There was whatever the word is, buzz about it on social media of reporters saying, hey, I think there's some movement here. And they were like, oh, and then they went into the room and that movement died. So I assume they're going to keep presenting it and see if it just goes from 10%, 12%, 15%, and they just get more people sort of buying in. So that'll be interesting.
Yep, I hope so. All right, well, listen, thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. Have a great day.
There he is, Philliam, joining us here on the program. Pop, this next caller. Oh, never mind. He dropped off. Well, we'll see if he comes back on before the show's over. This is a guy that's been wanting to talk to you for a long time. So we'll see if we can circle back to him at some point. So that person in the audience, Mr. Woodruff, if you're out there, I saw you called in. I'm sorry, we're in the middle of our Philliam call, but we'll try to get to you before we hang up here with Pop.
Or call in tomorrow.
Yeah, or tomorrow. That would also be great. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Frankie's up next.
Morning. How you guys doing?
Yeah, excellent.
I wanted to. I thought that was before I get to my actual question. I thought when Phil called, that was a great idea. I actually would take it one step further. I think Pop, you might have said, just get rid of the divisions and just have 2 conferences, and everybody plays. The 15 games against everybody, and then add another 2 or 3 games against the other conference, depending on how many games you want to play. Would also eliminate tanking, the way you said it, because you're always kind of like trying to win every game, so which would help. But I have a question for Pop, and I've asked this question to like a few of my friends and my wife, and I want to get your opinion. Pop, let's assume BG was 3 feet taller and had a rocket for an arm, and was going to be $50 million richer if he entered the draft, plus another anywhere net 5 to 25 million richer every year based on the fact it's going to New York, because that is actually the net amount increase of any athlete who plays for a New York team. Would you let him go to the Jets, and would you let him enter the draft? What's your opinion? Or would you send him back to whatever school he's at?
Yeah. So to answer your question, I'd send him back to Notre Dame, and I'll explain why. Because $50 million is a lot of money. However, 50% of that you're going to pay in taxes. 3% of that you're going to pay to the agent, and you pay the agent before you pay your taxes, by the way. So 50 million, the agent gets 3% of that, then you pay the other 50% to Uncle Sam. And I imagine your average salary per year would be more in NIL once you divide that. Now you're less than 25 million. You divide that over 4 years as a rookie contract, $6 million a year. You're going to make more than that as an NIL. Plus, you can do sponsorships in the local area, especially since he's 3 feet taller with a rocket arm. And I would make sure that we'd have a Lloyd's of London insurance policy to cover in the fact that he get hurt, that he wouldn't be missing out on that $50 million. So that for that reason, I'm out. I would not let him go to the Jets.
Interesting. Okay, now keep in mind also, if you're a New York athlete, it's estimated you make anywhere between, now this is net, not gross, net, anywhere between $5 to $25 million more annually based on your star stature.
Of course,
I'd
absolutely.
be worried about the boy green, his good T-shirt, as he was scuttled off to be the fourth rounder, the fourth alternate backup at Miami. After he'd, did you realize after the second most sacks that he received in 2025, and setting the record for the lowest receiving yards by a receiver that led their team since 1975. So I wouldn't want him to have that, right? Garrett Wilson at 395 yards. That's the lowest receiving yards for a person that led their team since 1975. That is.
But again, BG, who's 3 feet taller and has a rocket arm, would change that.
But you know what? Sign him up. I'm going to be an agent, and we're going to boost that fee up a little more than higher than 3%.
There you go. Okay. No, I appreciate the show. I'm just curious because I've been asking this question to a bunch of friends of mine, and everybody says take the money and just go. So it's interesting. As far as last night, I mean, I guess. Oh, by the way, I can't take credit for the fumble for Fernando.
No,
that was my daughter. My daughter gave me that. You know, she gave me that.
Okay.
So,
let's give credit where credit's
FYI.
due, I suppose.
Let's
Yeah,
give
thank
credit
you.
to my
Thank you.
daughter.
Okay.
But after what we saw last night, I think I'd trade back and try to get as many picks as I can. Maybe get a quarterback in the later rounds or something.
Yeah. Hey. Amen. You know,
and I don't think Love would be the answer to our defensive line problems. By the way, just saying. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But I do like the idea of adding Love to our backfield.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. At a different position.
Idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think as a running back, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We'll see how it ends up, but hopefully these guys don't screw this up, because if they do, we're going to be set back another 5 years.
Yeah,
they have all this draft capital. Thanks again. Appreciate all your time. Love you guys.
Thanks, Frankie. Appreciate it. Yeah, there we go. Frankie here on the show. I see we have another memberships flying through. Our boy Philium jumping in. Yes. We'll see if, you can pull out this little icky shuffle.
Number 44. Woo! 44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo! Give me some!
You got any of that, Pop? Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Little icky shuffle. There we go. 5 memberships. So lay it on us, Pop. Who do we got?
I'll be going to deli later to get some quality roast beef action. All right. It's Oshenta, My Ungreen 2029, Randy 2330, Uno Jets 0924, and J Cruz 2249.
Very nice. 5 memberships to Boy Green Coffee Club. 5 raffle tickets, Philium. And there you go. And for getting me to change my mind a little bit, a little lean, not quite over, but a slight thing here. And here's your boy wanting to talk to you. It's Mikey.
Yeah, that Pops, how you doing? You coming to Brattleboro, guys, too?
Yeah, well, we normally make a pilgrimage to Brattleboro in the fall.
All right,
we'll have to check in with you.
And guess what? I got Joe Jackson's autograph.
Whoa!
Joe Jackson he used to play with Joe Namath.
Oh, that's cool.
I got another picture of him too, right here.
Oh wow, that's a great photo.
Yeah, I got it from Dave, the guy who works, the financial guy. His best friends with him. He comes up to Brattleboro too sometimes.
Ah, cool. That's awesome, Mikey.
He wanted to meet me in person too soon. And I chanted Jets, 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 Jets. And you know who we should get? We should get a quarterback, a next year quarterback, because the other guy's gonna stay in school more, right?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
might.
think Tom Brady will trade Fernando because he hates the Jets. Tom Brady hates like his dad, Bill Belichick. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then we should get the Eagles. McKee, he's cool.
McKee, okay, McKee.
There you go.
All right,
It doesn't cost that much money. What did Johnson was say? Hey, this guy's pretty good. I saw him. Maybe
So
we
trade
get
for
him.
McKee. All right, I like that. I like the cut of your jib there, Mikey.
I want that guy Boston wide receiver for Garrett Wilson. Me and Garrett Wilson, him and Garrett Wilson were like homeboys together down in New York Street, right?
Yeah, I want some homeboys with our pass catchers. That'd be sweet. Boston opposite of G-Dub, yes.
And we could get Love, the running back. If we get him, and if what's his game, Brees Hall, you know that our running back now. If he wanted to go to Kansas City, we want what's his name, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that seems like a fair trade. Yeah, Brees for Mahomie. Yes, Mikey, I like your negotiating skills. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
And the Cowboys, and you know, Pop's like the Cowboys, right? They should keep that Prescott. Either go trade him or they go trade Doc.
No, they won't trade Dak. No, that's not going to happen.
No. And maybe if Brees Hall decides he wants to play for the Cowboys, we could talk to the Cowboys to get one of the receivers too. That would
I'd take CD Lamb. I'd consider it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you could have Brees Hall. That'd be cool,
that's
right?
a good trade.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Maybe under advisement. You just got to think about it. Let's not just make decisions here. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. What about any of our receivers you guys don't like in Dallas? We could have for Brees Hall.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you got?
No. I'm pretty confident. I like all of our receivers. So
selfish.
I don't want to, especially I don't like Brees Hall.
Okay, we could trade into the worst team.
yeah, there you go. We'll work on that.
Arizona, training to Arizona.
Yeah. Let's see if we can tag and trade him this offseason. That'd be awesome, Mikey. It's good to see you, man. I wanted to make sure we got down with Pop here.
Yeah, guess what? This year we're playing the Raiders at home.
Yeah. Oh, let's.
I want to see that. I want to give him a sign. Tom Brady. Mr. Tuck Rule.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good. Let's get the Tuck Rule against him. That'd be awesome, Mikey.
Yeah, that'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
I wish that Mendoza come to the Jets. He had a New York attitude in him.
Yeah, he does.
Like Jackson Dart, you know, the Dart 5.
Sure. Yeah.
For the Giants. I like him too, you?
Yeah, I like him. So we just need to find our own Jackson Dart, whoever that is, and hopefully we find him, Mikey. Fingers crossed, buddy. But love you, pal, and I hope you have a great weekend.
I love your whole family. Your family's the coolest.
All right, love you, Mikey.
Thank
You're the
you
best,
very
buddy.
much. Thank you very much. Me too, I promise.
All right, there he is, Mikey. Yeah, they're in Brattleboro, which is
repping Brattleboro for life.
There you go. Throw him up.
Straight out of Brattleboro.
Yeah, Pop, let's get one more call in here, and thank you to the 500, nearly 600 people that are in the room. Again, like the video here on YouTube, hit subscribe. Again, we're only a handful of subscribers away from another milestone, which is 8,290 subscribers, baby. So we're 9 away. So, folks, help us get there. Let's finish off with one last caller, another Tanner McKee, president of that fan club. It's your boy, Alon.
Good morning, gentlemen. Paul Boy Green and Pop. And Pop, I think it's time for you to knock some sense into your kid who's still in the AG camp. It's crazy. Unbelievable.
I've tried.
I just want to address two guys in the chat before I talk about Dante Moore. First of all, Easy, I think he spent too much time in the dump. Because I already told him if he has any questions on college guys, he can ask me. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Jeremiah Love would make a really bad defensive tackle. I'll tell you that.
That's confirmed.
As far as FL Phil, just don't overthink it. If you win your division, you should be rewarded with a home game. I know Carolina's 8-9. Unfortunately, they're 8-9. They're going to get blown out today by the Rams. It doesn't make a difference. A couple of years ago, I know Seattle finished under 500, and they upset. I believe they upset the Saints in the first round.
And the Saints were the defending Super Bowl champions at the time. Yes.
Unfortunately, it happens again. You win a shitty division, you get rewarded. That's what happens. Now on to Dante Moore. I heard you and I heard Ginger say you have to take the $50 million. You have to take the $50 million.
Yes.
To me, the $50 million that Moore would get would be blood money for me, because he would be sitting on the bench for the Jets the entire year at 20 years old and be underdeveloped. Okay. What I watched last night was a guy with happy feet. I thought a guy with very shaky pocket presence. I wasn't really thrilled at what I watched last night. And he has the opportunity to go back to Oregon at 20 years old. I know it's not $50 million, but he has an opportunity to go back to Oregon, hone his skill set, and come back stronger for the 27 draft. And I think it would be an absolute disservice for his family to steer him to the draft. I really would. I think it's the wrong move. Again, $50 million is life-changing. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. But as far as future success, if he entered the draft this year, it would be such a mistake for him. It's such the wrong move for him. He's just not ready. Kid's not ready. And it showed last night. He's just not ready. And I think he needs to go back to school, learn another year at Oregon, be a top 7 pick in the 27 draft, and be fully ready to compete in the NFL. And I know people are going to say $50 million is $50 million, but sometimes it's bad money. And I think that's bad money for a guy who wants sustained success in the NFL, and collecting that type of money again and sitting on the bench makes no sense. Just doesn't. Any comments, gentlemen?
I strongly disagree. Because if I'm Dante Moore, there is a chance of all of the bodies if he decides, and again, we're going to find out in a couple of days, he says, you know what? I want to go back to Oregon. I'm a duck, baby. Quack, quack. And he decides to go back to school. He is going to Drew Large body here, Matt Barkley body here, and he's going to step over all the people that made that same decision, and it failed miserably. Sometimes it works out, right? Peyton Manning went back to school, and he was great. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. To me,
unfortunately, you cannot think glass half empty. Unfortunately, you can't. He's 20 years old.
Young
You
buck.
watched him last night.
I did.
He isn't remotely close to ready to compete. And unfortunately, if he got drafted by the Jets and the Jets start the 26 campaign at, let's say, 2-6, 2-7, and AG will be so desperate, he'll say, kid, it's time to come in. And the kid is not ready. He's just not. It's such a disservice for him and his development to come out next year. To declare in a couple of days. It just makes no sense. And I think people are being selfish by saying he should take the $50 million. It doesn't make sense. I wish he was more developed than he is. But again, he's 20 years old. I'm saying the same thing about Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson is 23 years old with 15 games started. He should go back to school. But again, maybe he sees himself as 3 years older, and he doesn't see himself as a guy who could be a first-round pick in 27. And he could sit for a year. But again, Dante Moore is in an enviable position where he can develop at college and not sit on the bench in the pros. And
fair enough. Juan, appreciate the take. And like I said, we're going to see what happens. We're going to find out this decision in a couple of days, and we'll be able to react one way or the other. Has he made the right choice or the wrong choice based on, I'm going back to school, I'm going to the draft. And then if he enters the draft, obviously, that won't be a one-and-done conversation. And that'll be a conversation that takes place for the next couple of months, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's complicated issue, and there's a lot of danger going back, and because he may not have a great year. His team may not be as good as it was this year, and then his draft plummets, and now he made a $30 million decision as he drops to the second round in 2027. I mean, who knows? It's a lot of variables. Can't blame him for coming out. The NFL teams just need to do their homework. And which guy is he? Is he a guy that before we thought he was before the game started last night or after?
Yeah. Again, injuries, the play caller change. There's just a lot changing there. I don't know, but we'll see what the kid makes that decision. 600 people in the room. Unbelievable. On January 10th, Pop. Pretty cool. Give another plug. You're wearing all the gear. Come on, Pop.
Come on now. Get on in there. Everyone asked for it. Here it is. Boyd Green Coffee Club, Instant Coffee Club, $10 mug. Come on now. The shirt, $15. Athletic wicking material. It's amazing. Get yours now. Made at the South Pole by the Boyd Green Elves.
There you go. It's in the Boyd Green merch shop down below. There's a direct link down there. Again, I am Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boyd Green. I do a daily Jets video show here. Hop on Pop Weekend Takeover here. Being here for the Saturday show, then the Sunday show. Dad, before we get out of here, what are your playoff picks for today?
My playoff picks for today.
We got Rams, Panthers, and then the Bears-Packers game today.
Yeah, Rams, Panthers, at least the Panthers won't have to go very far to limp their ass home as they lose by more than 14. And I'll say the second one is probably one of the more intriguing games of the weekend. But I feel the Bears will be Bears and they will lose.
Okay. I think the Panthers-Rams game is going to be closer than you think. It's pretty disrespectful that this Rams team came to Carolina a couple weeks ago and the Panthers beat the Rams, and the Panthers at home are a 10.5-point underdog. That's incredibly disrespectful. I think it will be a closer game than indicated. So I'll take Panthers covering that 10.5 spread, but I'll take the Rams to win the game outright. And then tonight, the Packers just have too many injuries, man. Give me Chicago. It's about tried and true versus an organization that's on the upswing this season. I'm buying into Ben Johnson. I'm buying into Chicago. Windy City action, baby. Yeah, Bears.
Yeah, it's 12:01, Cinderella. Ben Johnson, it's time for you to get in the pumpkin and ride home with the mice.
Hey, the Lions coordinator that they lost, which was more devastating, Aaron Glenn, baby. Just, hey, what's here? You're a data guy. You're a data guy, right? Huh. Lions made the playoffs the last 2 years. Aaron Glenn was on that staff. He immediately is not on that staff. They missed the playoffs. Interesting.
Your selective analysis is embarrassing.
It is odd. Anywho, well, everybody, thanks for tuning into the show. Again, we'll be back on tomorrow morning. There's no game day episode, sadly, unfortunately. It's just back to normal football discussion, but we'll have plenty to discuss. I'm very much looking forward to it. Pop, you're the best, baby.
All right. See you tomorrow, Coffee Club.
See you guys. Take care.